I sometimes remember the times we were employed, and when I was in the private sector and I was employed by a real estate company. And there are times my boss would ask me for something, and I knew I had not done it. And the only thing that I could come up with is an excuse. I would say the reason why I've not done this is because so and so, or this and that, and the repercussions were quite tough. All right, let's not get there. But today I want to ask you a question as we begin our today's show. What is your excuse? What is your excuse? We'll get to see this immediately after the introduction. So if you think that you are the first one to give excuses, you are wrong. You're wrong, because we've been there. We've been giving excuses why we have not done anything, why we have not been in a position to fulfill the desires of one or two peoples who are above us, or even why we are not in a position to raise our families in a good way. We always give excuses why we have mpango wa kando. We always give excuses why we are not going to church. We are there, like almost of us, even us who we are in ministry. There are still people who will find that they have excuses where they have not been in a position to accomplish one or two things. And today, I want us to look at the Bible and see a man who had an excuse and what was the response when they had an encounter with Jesus Christ. We are going to look in the book of John chapter 5. I will read from verse 6, and it says, "When Jesus saw him lying there, he knew that he already had been in that condition a long time. He said to him, 'Do you want to be made well?' The sick man answered him, 'Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. But when I am coming, another steps down before me.' Jesus said to him, 'Rise, take up your bed and walk.'" This is a man who had been lame for around 38 years, as the Bible records. And there's one thing that I really like about this story, is that even before Jesus Christ came down to earth, he knew this man was there. Even before Jesus was born in the flesh, he always would see this man when he was in his heavenly throne, trying and doing all these things, trying to get into the well, trying to get into the pool when it has been stirred up, and there was no actually success in it. And now, Jesus is 33 years old, and this man has been there for 38 years. And Jesus is looking at him, and he remembers when he was in heaven. I used to see you. And Jesus comes to him and asks him, "Do you want to be made well?" And the response we receive from this man may be the response we are getting from so many people. It may not be the same exact words, but maybe that is what you've been saying. And you've been struggling, and you've been in this condition where God is asking you, do you want to live? Do you want to be made well of your addiction? And you're saying, you know what? Didn't begin with me. It began with my family members, from my grandfather and all these things. And again, you find another person and he's being corrupt. He's accepting bribes, and Jesus is asking him, do you want to be made well? And this man is giving excuses. Now, if I leave this business, if I leave this corruption, how am I going to sustain my lifestyle? What will people say about me? There is this person who is, you know your situation where God is asking you, do you want to be made well? And you have been giving excuses even to today. And Jesus is telling you, the power to leave the circumstance and the surrounding that you are in, it doesn't come from outside. It comes from within you. And there's nothing more that Jesus did than to tell this man, take up your bed, rise up and walk. There is nothing else that Jesus gave this man. It was just a word, and this man believed that I can be made well. This man believed I can stand and walk. This man believed that I can carry my bed. And this is the challenge that I'm posing to you today. You who is waiting for some sacrifices to be done for you to be delivered from the situation you are, you just need to believe the word and take action. You who has been in that situation saying, I don't know how to sustain my lifestyle. I don't know how I will do it after I get out of these deals. You just have to believe the word that Jesus is our provider in everything that we desire. He is our provider. You just have to believe the word and get hold of it and walk with it, and you'll see the deliverance of the Lord. And today I want to ask you again, what is your excuse? When Jesus and the word of God is telling you, forgive, and you've been sitting there saying, I was the one who was wronged. These people need to come to me and ask forgiveness from me. It's not me to go to them. And God really knows why He's telling you to go and tell these guys that you've forgiven them, but you're still giving excuses. When Jesus looks at you and the low self-esteem that is in you, and He tells you, I love you, I know you, your name is inscribed in the palms of my hand, and you're still saying, I don't feel it. God doesn't deal with your emotions. He deals with your faith. And you need to accept everything He says about you by faith. He needs you to take everything that He says and get hold of it and move forward, so that you can get out of your comfort zone, so that you can get out of your complaint, so that you can get out of that place where you think you belong and become who God has called you to be. This is a challenge I'm posing to you today. Don't give excuses. Take hold of the word and move with it, and you'll see the deliverance of God. This is the Faith Crusaders, where we are all about revealing Christ-like attitudes of awakening. God bless you, and see you in our next show.